I cover the windows as best I can, plugging the gaps in the shutters with old rags. Then I make a pot of thin soup. I sit on the bench with my bowl in my lap, examining the room. It looks as forlorn as it did before. Worse even, for the sparse rushes and the empty spaces. None of the furniture is ours. The table, the bench, the pallets, and even the battered rocking chair were all here when we came. All that belongs to us is the old chest in the alcove by the fire, its contents, and the battered pipkin. I toy briefly with the idea of making some stock potions or tinctures, items that I could use on the road or sell. But for the first time ever, I don't have it in me, to weigh and measure and lose myself in my craft. I don't have it in me to do anything. I look down at my watery soup and feel a lump form in my throat. Oh, for the sake of the gods. So, even though it's still early evening, I stoke the fire and crawl into my pallet, pulling the blankets up and over my ears. I'll get some sleep while I can. Tonight is the second night. Tonight, she'll start speaking to me. For the last 3 moons, the man has been in nearly all of my dreams. He's tall, at least as tall as Silas, and slender as him too. And as with Silas, I don't know his face. I never see it. Sometimes I catch the glint of an eye, or have the impression of a smile, but always as a fragment, in that strange way dreams have, where you know something without knowing it. If I think about it, I suppose it's no coincidence that the dream man appeared in my life shortly after Silas did. But it doesn't matter, because whoever the man is, his presence is familiar, comforting. He talks, but as soon as he's spoken, the words vanish, leaving behind a feeling of well-being. I know him. He's my friend. He takes my hand sometimes, rubs my shoulder encouragingly. Once, he stood behind me as I worked at a bench in the old apothecary and wrapped long arms around me, fingers splayed over my waist with a possessiveness that thrilled me. I'd woken up from that dream with my heart racing in a different, forbidden way. Tonight, I dream of home. Once again, I am in the apothecary, mixing a cure. These are the dreams I love and hate the most. Love, because I'm back where I belong, and doing what makes me happiest. Hate, because they are just dreams. As lost to me as my father. Tonight the man stands over me, nodding and smiling his encouragement as my hands reach to add a pinch of this, a sprinkle of that to my remedy. He calls the recipe out to me, and I obey him, doing as he says. And I sense his pleasure in it. I'm dressed in my favorite blue tunic, the pockets of my apron heavy with ingredients, and I'm concentrating fiercely. I know that this mixture is the most important thing I will ever make. It will heal my mother. It will bring my brother back to me. This is the potion to change everything, and I can do it. Only I can do it. The man says something, and I look up in time to see a flash of white as he turns away. I look back at my potion to see it bubbling over, ruined. And now the man is shaking his head at me, his frustration so evident that I can almost taste it. Then the banging starts. The council is at the door, calling me a witch, a traitor, screaming that they know I've been making poison, that they'll hang me, burn me for it. I see torchlight flickering in the windows, the glass starts to bubble and melt under the heat. Hundreds of fists bang on the apothecary door, calling for my death, and the man says nothing, his back to me, shoulders drooping in disappointment. Of course, when I wake, the banging isn't a lynch mob, but my mother. The fire still burns steadily. I can't have been asleep for more than a couple of hours, and I sit up, breathless, still half caught in the nightmare, watching the shadows play around the room like children dancing. My hands are shaking, my fingers still curved, as though around a spoon. The banging changes, becoming deliberate, and it sends a chill down my spine. Like the opening music of a performance, she beats in time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And like a play, she has her opening lines. And it's those I wait for in the dark. "Wake up, little one," my mother says in a parody of affection. "Rise and shine."